2nd and 8 for Jeff Garcia. Suggs hitting the backfield, picked up maybe one. Ed Hartwell took him down. Ray Lewis, the most intense player you could imagine, has been for 9 years. 2-time AP NFL Defensive Player of the Year, a Super Bowl MVP, the Pro Bowl every year. He's a natural leader. What else do you want?
Averaging 14 tackles a game. Think about that.
Garcia somehow got rid of it and completed it to Frisman Jackson, young man out of Western Illinois.
Jeff Garcia comes up with this magical move. It looks like he's just so skittish and took offense to when Butch Davis mentioned it. But look at him moving. Look at him. He starts to run, and then nice little touch. Just dumps the ball out, gets it over by Chad Williams. Look at this. Nice little dump. Good touch on the ball, get the first down, and those are the kind of plays that he's going to have to make for this offense to move.
The numbers on Garcia, I'll tell you though, this guy is as tough as the $3 steak. He's going to find a way to try to beat you. Bootleg throws to Hayden, and Hayden grabbed by Hartwell, taken down at the 40. Garcia talked to us about where his competitiveness came from.
As much as there are so many people out there that appreciate what I've done, I think I more so lean on those people that don't appreciate me. And I utilize that to just add fuel to the fire, to drive me, to make me do things that make me want to prove them wrong. I think I sometimes, as much as I'm having fun playing the game, I'm having a blast, I play the game angry.
A really nice guy who has really had to fight for virtually every opportunity he's ever gotten his entire football career. Came out of high school, he broke his elbow as a senior, so he didn't get any scholarship offers. Had to go to play junior college 1 year for his father, then went to San Jose State. Didn't get a shot in the NFL. They sent him to Canada. He backed up Doug Flutie in Canada until he got a chance. Was the MVP there. Bill Walsh was the only guy in the whole NFL that was willing to sign him for the pros.
But just think about what Garcia has done. Now you say, you know, he doesn't get a lot of accolades about his things, but every opportunity he has had, he took advantage of, and he made it better.
Another bootleg. And Garcia completes this one to Aaron Shea. And he's taken down by McAllister. Susie has more on Jeff Garcia.
Well, you know, listening to him and knowing that there has been so much wear and tear on his body, you'd expect that that would be the first thing to go. But he says at 34, physically, he feels great. It's the mental side he's worried about. I mean, you're always playing angry. That's kind of tough. And he said it is so important to have fun and enjoy the game every time he goes out there, because he knows he doesn't bring it physically. He says his mantra is, whatever I bring it all, hold nothing back on every play.
And Susie, the thing about him, he is willing to bring it physically. He'll go running into Ray Lewis, although nobody would advise him to do that. They'll whistle this play dead.
Delay of the game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Well, now, see, this has been the problem with the Cleveland Browns all night. If they're not doing it on first down to create 1st and 15s, here you have a 2nd down and 5. You've got 2 plays. You're moving along in a rhythm. Now, all of a sudden, you don't get the play out quick enough. Now you're 2nd down and 10. Advantage goes to Baltimore.
Well, I'll tell you what Garcia's doing. When I said there's flaws in the defense, the only thing he's doing is he's picking out his tight ends. If they're the only guys who are going to be open, he's finding them.
Garcia on the run had it knocked away by Demps. It was intended for Hayden.
Well, 6 out of his 10 completions have been to tight ends, and that was thrown to a tight end again. So if they're the only people that are going to be open, it's going to be Garcia to find them.
Now he tries to make a play here. That's a good job by Demps. And you see Garcia after this play. Watch how mad he is. He knew, darn.
Well, Hayden might have helped him out a little bit by coming back.
Yeah, but that's the kind of fire he plays with.
Crowd on its feet here in Baltimore on 3rd and 10. Bryant wanted a flag and is really upset, and there it comes.
Boy, you know what?
From an official 30 yards away.
Gary Baxter, number 28, all he does is jump in front of the route. Look at this. Gary Baxter is allowed to have certain space.
Wait a minute, he's not allowed to wrap his arms around it, and that's what he did.
Pass interference, 28, defense.
He wraps his arms around Antonio Bryant. If he doesn't do that, if he stands there, he's allowed that space. You're absolutely right, Joe, but you can't grab the guy, and that's exactly what he did.
But you can't impede him moving around you. The guy runs into you. You got to grab something. You just don't let him run you over. I think it was a tight call. I think Gary Baxter took excellent position, tight call.
First down at midfield.
Yeah, tight call.
I like that.
Suggs, nice job of cutting it outside, and picks up 8 yards.
I'll tell you what this is a nice job of. It's a nice job of this offensive line staying with their blocks. If they had not stayed with their blocks, he would have never been able to get back to the outside.
What they're doing also, Cleveland, you've seen Jeff Garcia on a couple of bootlegs. Let the tight end block, then come rush him, dump the ball off. This particular play, you see Suggs, he starts up in the middle, get the linebackers try to come inside, and then bounce it outside. William Green doesn't have that bounce ability. Lee Suggs can go up the middle and bounce it outside.
Suggs this time cuts to his left, first down and more. And right now, this is the best looking drive the Browns have had.
The Cleveland Browns on offense right now, with Lee Suggs running the football, look like the Baltimore Ravens the way they like to run it. You see Suggs start out to the right and then come back to the left side. Ross Verba, their left tackle, Ryan Tucker, their right tackle, doing a nice job of collapsing the defensive line and linebackers of the Ravens and giving them a chance to run.
The Browns had only had 28 plays in this game until this drive. They have 9 on this one. Garcia back this way, has a chance to run, and Jeff Garcia stays in bounds and dives inside the 15-yard line. What a run by Garcia, 21 yards.
Don't you just love him? I'm going to tell you something. A lot of quarterbacks against this Raven defense would have stepped out of bounds. Watch Jeff Garcia. He fakes a pass. Now he sees he's got an opening. He cuts it right back inside. And what's impressive is watching his receivers and people downfield throwing blocks for this guy. There's going to be a block thrown right about now that gets him that extra 7 or 8 yards. There's the block.
Outside of the kick return, that's their longest play all night. Suggs. Boy, if he makes that cut one beat earlier, he's gone.
You see, Mike, that's the eyes of a running back. You saw what he has seen. That backside, they're doing a nice job of kicking out the end rusher and collapsing it so that he has a chance to do that.
Garcia, over the last 5 seasons, 3rd most in the NFL in passing touchdowns, 2nd most among quarterbacks in rushing touchdowns.
The only 2 guys ahead of him are Manning and Favre when it comes to touchdown passes.
Pretty good company. Suggs. Boy, and that ball's loose. The Browns have it back.
Hustle.
Hayden, tight end, saw the ball on the ground and went and got it.
Steve Hayden didn't give up on the play.
Adalus Thomas wasn't fooled at all. He stood his ground.
Gary Baxter comes in and knocks the ball loose. And Steve Hayden from the left part of your screen.
Boy, he saved the day after this impressive drive that has him in scoring territory. Into the quarter, 12-10 Ravens.
Touchdown.
level throwing. Intercepted. Picked up by DeMarcus Vegas. Out post for the score.
Dorsey short set and throws and it's intercepted. Nathan Vasher, the backup corner with a pick. Vasher with blockers in front. He'll go for the touchdown, Chicago Bears.
Broadhead jumped off sides on that line, and Green's got a free down to the end zone. Caught by Tony Gonzalez. His second touchdown reception today.
How about finish with a birdie? The $10 million season, first time ever on tour. BJ Singh wins number 9.
College football fans, rejoice! Now you can watch over 150 of the best matchups from the best conferences right on your computer. Just log on to espn.com and click on the ESPN Game Plan logo. You're on your way to over 150 of the best games. Sign up for a weekly subscription for the entire season. Watch games live, watch games that are archived, or watch the highlights. It's a college football fan's dream come true. Log on to espn.com, click on the Game Plan logo, or search Game Plan.
Who will prevail in the African Champions League semi-finals, and will it be an all-Tunisian final? Join Tommy Smith, Janusz Mihalik and me for the next edition of ESPN SoccerNet Press Pass on Friday, right here on ESPN.
"15 minutes to go in a slugfest. The Ravens on top of the Browns 12-10, but Cleveland driving.
On the arms and legs of Jeff Garcia on this drive.
Well, I'll tell you one thing Jeff Garcia has shown us and everyone is the fact that, okay, if all you're going to give me are tight ends, I'm going to take it.
You know, I mean, and they're a balanced offense. 25 passes, 21 runs. Terry Robisky, their offensive coordinator, said, we have to attempt to run the football. Lee Suggs has given him the spark in this drive.
Garcia, this is Bryant, and he reaches the 11. Ryan Billick wired for sound on Sunday night.
Keep it up, keep it up. Don't let down now. Come on, shut him out, shut him out. Come on, keep him backed up. Hold him to 3, D. Come on, D, hold him to 3. Get the ball, get the ball.
That's Brian Billick on this drive, encouraging his defense. And for one of the few times tonight, Cleveland able to move a little bit. Dawson from 29. He's already hit from 49 and knocks this one through. Dawson with the 100th field goal of his career, and it gives Cleveland a 1-point lead.
No equipment needed. Only your hands and your heart. And according to the outcome, you will live 3 minutes of hell. Or 3 minutes of glory. Friday Night Fights on ESPN. We take you to the Breeders' Cup World Thoroughbred Championships, where Ghost Zapper dominated the $4 million Classic. Jockey Javier Castellano led the charge as Ghost Zapper cruised to a 3-length victory with a record time of 1 minute 59 seconds. ESPN celebrates Javier Castellano and Ghost Zapper, our athletes of the week.
I'm two-time U.S. Nationals champ Larry Dixon, and this is another U.S. Nationals memory. 1974, Oklahoma City TV repairman turned racer Marvin Graham was unknown to everyone but the most hardcore fans. Graham seemed to come out of nowhere in a rain delay event run on Tuesday morning. And that day, a TV repairman became the 1974 U.S. Nationals champion. I'm Larry Dixon, and it happened at the U.S. Nationals in 1974.
Get ready for some fireworks when two of the game's elite quarterbacks meet in Indianapolis. After last week's stunning losses, it will be no holds barred for these great offensive teams. Vikings, Colts, live tonight on ESPN.
Jeff Garcia engineers a drive that puts his Browns ahead 13-12. 14 plays, 72 yards. It took 8:23 off the clock.
Well, their first 7 drives, they had 28 plays and 78 yards. That other one was 14 plays and 72 yards, so that tells you they haven't done anything much tonight.
B.J. Sams. Excellent teams coverage for Cleveland tonight. Sams out to the 22. Kyle Bowler will go to work when we come back.
ESPN Sport Legends presents Pele.
A statement was made that there are 3 people who could go anywhere in the world and be known immediately: the Pope, Muhammad Ali, and Pele.
If you would use the word perfect, Pele almost is there.
The man who would be called Pele was born Edson Arantes do Nascimento. After the onset of celebrity, 2 distinct identities emerged.
My father isn't perfect, he's a human being, so Edson is a man and Pele is a myth. It's a defense mechanism to allow himself to be human when he is expected to be perfect at all times.
Edson gonna die. Edson is a person. They have a feeling, they cry sometimes. Pele is an idol. He doesn't gonna die.
For the thrills and spills of motorsports all season long is ESPN.
Both of these teams in the AFC North chasing the Pittsburgh Steelers. Baltimore 4-3. Cleveland 3-4. Baltimore really hoped to be 5-3 at the half, so they got everybody back. They've been missing Todd Heap nearly the entire season, and Brian Billick knows that's one of the major keys to his passing offense.
Well, it should be. He's still the second leading receiver on this team with 12 catches after being gone a month.
Isn't that amazing?
That ought to tell you the problems that they've had throwing the football up until the last couple of games.
Jamal Lewis trying to turn the corner and can't, and the Browns defense really flying. Of course, we mentioned the Steelers. What a job, guys, that they have done this year. I think it's remarkable, especially since they've done it with a rookie quarterback.
Yeah, he's a rookie quarterback with a very good football team. They have surrounded him with some great weapons, and defensively they're playing better than they ever have played. So, you know, Ben Roethlisberger, this guy has got to really be happy with where he's sitting.
Well, I've been very impressed with the way he's handled himself. In the Dallas game, he got nicked a little bit, came back, and did an excellent job. Hung in there, made all the throws. The one guy that's really jumped out at me also is Plexico Burress.
Boy, Bowler just rifles that one complete to Taylor.
I think it's got to be automatic for Kyle Bowler in this 4th quarter. Whenever he sees one-on-one coverage of matchup, McCutcheon is down on the field, but I think they've got to let him audible and get to that one-on-one coverage. You see it to the outside. There's McCutcheon one-on-one. Throw it.
Travis Taylor is still only about 90%. The thing that he's been concerned with because he was injured was the fact that it was difficult now for him to be able, after the catch, to run with it. But he looks like he's getting back in the groove.
The Champions Tour presents the SAS Championship presented by Forbes. Preston Wood Country Club in North Carolina played host to this year's SAS Championship. Coming into the event, no one was hotter than Craig Stadler. Last year's Rookie of the Year has won his last 2 starts on tour and entered the final round of the SAS with a 4-stroke lead. Stadler's final round, 6 under 66, helped him set the tournament scoring record at 17 under par. He became the first player in more than 6 years to win 3 straight tournaments. Since turning 50 in June of 2003, Stadler has 8 victories, including 5 this season, and 10 top 10s on the Champions Tour in only 18 events. Congratulations, Craig Stadler, the 2004 SAS Championship presented by Forbes champion.
ESPN presents the best of Friday night fights. In 2001, Julio Cesar Gonzalez was undefeated and in search of a world title bout. He'd get his chance later that year after facing Julian Lederloh in a 12-round bout. Friday on ESPN. Get ready for some fireworks when 2 of the game's elite quarterbacks meet in Indianapolis. After last week's stunning losses, it will be no holds barred for these great offensive teams. Vikings, Colts, live tonight on ESPN.
ESPN Sunday Night Football, brought to you by Miller. There's good enough, and there's better than it has to be. Miller, good call. Mazda, always the soul of a sports car. Visa, proud sponsor of the NFL. Get ready for the game. And the United States Air Force, cross into the blue.
We're back in Baltimore, 4th quarter of play where the Browns lead the Ravens 13-12.
Is this September? What a
Feels
night.
like it,
Oh,
doesn't it?
man, what
Beautiful.
an evening. Wow.
Don't worry, we'll get ours soon.
Did you miss October somewhere?
I missed October. It's just so nice.
Lewis. Dragging tackles with him to the 39. Look at the second effort by the big guy. Let's go to Susie Colbert.
Mike, the only touchdown of the game was scored on the first play of the game. Richard Alston, the first Browns player to return the opening kickoff for a touchdown in 14 years, 93 yards. He was just added to the roster this week. Jeff Garcia, pound for pound, one of the toughest guys in the game, carrying this offense on his shoulders. Last drive scrambled for their biggest run of the game. Ravens staying alive with the help of Matt Stover's 4 field goals, but Phil Dawson doing it for the other side as well.
Here comes Jamal again. Midfield and more.
I tell you, Jamal Lewis, when he sees a hole, can he get to it? And you know, I love to do this. Just watch his feet. Please watch his feet. He's going to hop and skip through this hole. Jamal, watch this here. He looks. Well, look at his feet. They don't stop. Watch him hop right here. Hop. That breaks a tackle. What does he get himself square to the line of scrimmage? And when you get yourself square, you better have more than one guy taking you on.
Him in particular, that's when he's most effective, when those shoulders are pointed north and south.
First down from the 49. Ricard gets a carry, and Allen takes it down to the 44-yard line.
Now you got a little bit of rhythm. Now you got a little bit of rhythm going on offense. Now Matt Cavanaugh, the offensive coordinator, not like that, Paul. Believe me, they don't got that kind of rhythm bouncing around up here. Now Matt's he has an opportunity. What do you want to do? You want to run a little play action pass now? You want to take a shot up the field? You've got a makeable 3rd down if it comes down to that. I think it's a good opportunity to take a shot here.
And the numbers certainly improving for Kyle Bowler, 17 out of 29, 142 yards tonight. Straight back under pressure and incomplete.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Boy, oh boy, he had a chance for a big play there.
Boy, oh boy, did he hang in the pocket and take a pounder. Kyle Bowler is developing a pocket presence. His feet don't get happy. He stands tall. Here comes the pressure right up in his face. Steps up, slides around, tries to make the throw, tries to get it to Darnell Dinkins, and just can't quite get it there. Dinkins just lost it. Actually went over his hand.
He looked like he lost it in the lights or something. It went right by.
He's an old quarterback
the right hand. Bowler under pressure, and down he goes.
Boy, they sent everybody, and they came right up the middle.
Ebenezer Ekubon, number 98, comes right around Orlando Brown. on the right side and gets Kyle Bowler.
Well, you're going to see it. Take a look at the right-hand side of the screen. You see Kyle Bowler. Ebenezer Ekubon just took off, and all of the rush was up through the middle of the field. He had no place to step up to.
And see, that people would say, oh, that's not a good job by Orlando. No, the pressure in the middle, Paulie, you're right, forced him back so that Ekubon could make the sack.
Sastadil to punt to Northcutt. Beautiful kick. Northcutt will let this one go again. No signal yet. The ball down at the 1-foot line. And B.J. Sams was the man who kept it in the field of play.
Touchdown. Here's Leftwich stepping up. Leftwich throwing. Intercepted. Picked up by Marcus Vegas. Out post for the score.
Dorsey short set and throws, and it's intercepted. Nathan Vasher, the backup corner with a pick. Vasher with blockers in front. He'll go for the touchdown, Chicago Bears.
Broadman jumped off sides on that line, and Green's got a free down to the end zone. Caught by Tony Gonzalez. His second touchdown reception today.
How about finish with a birdie? The $10 million season, first time ever on tour. B.J. Singh wins number 9.
Your home for the thrills and spills of motorsports all season long is ESPN.
Who will prevail in the African Champions League semi-finals, and will it be an all-Tunisian final? Join Tommy Smith, Janusz Mihalik and me for the next edition of ESPN SoccerNet Press Pass on Friday right here on ESPN.
Walt Coleman trying to decide which way this challenge will go. They had marked the ball down inside the 1. The Browns have challenged it, and here is the replay. This is B.J. Sams.
B.J. Sams has 2 returns for touchdown. But watch what he does, Joe. He does what the other guys didn't do. He found the football. And then watch this hustle. He goes up in the air, and he knocks the ball back. He doesn't hit the ground. But now, Chad Williams, these guys are down on the ground. Watch what they do after B.J. Sams hits this thing back in the field of play. He never touches the ground.
And they don't touch the goal line.
No, Chad Williams is there.
Watch his
Number
foot.
29 is Chester Taylor. He doesn't touch the... And then Chad Williams bends down and picks up the ball. This is just a great play by special teams.
It's actually Chester Taylor's foot that keeps the ball from bouncing back. Watch that left foot. Whoop. Just a little bop with it. Actually, the right ankle.
Boy, and what tremendous awareness by all of them to know where their bodies were and where the ball was at the same time.
Now, I know last week we sort of missed on the replay. We felt that it didn't go quite the way that we saw it. This has got to be Cleveland's ball inside the 1-yard line.
Didn't we say that last week?
No, I'm telling you, absolutely 100%. The call will stand on the field, or else I will go nuts.
Didn't we say that last week?
Well, you know, you think about B.J. Sams now. He is on the punt team. He's the gunner on the outside. And he's returned two punts for touchdowns. But watch what he does. He finds the football. That's what he does on returning. He finds the football. Once he finds it, look what he does after that. I mean, that is just pure hustle. Here's a guy that knows where he is on the field.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands. Ball never touched by a player in the end zone. 1st and 10 from the 1-yard line. Cleveland will be charged the first team timeout.
Michael, this is textbook for teaching special teams. First of all, locate the ball. Find out where the ball is and then go after it. And that's what B.J. Sams did.
I think it was a good challenge by Butch Davis. I think it was an excellent job by Walt Coleman and his crew. That whole sequence turned out fine. Now it's up to the Baltimore Ravens with 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter to deliver good field position to their offense.
Jeff Garcia and Andre Davis have already hooked up on a 99-yard touchdown pass this year. Could they make it 2?
Now, here's the thing that I would do. If I'm on offense right now, I would go hard count on offense. Because if you get a 5-yard penalty, what's half the distance of a half a yard? But you may get the Ravens offside and pick yourself up some extra room. Even with all the noise, you got to try it.
A safety, of course, gives Baltimore the lead. Peter Boulware, one of the injured players they are hoping to get back soon, along with Heap.
Possibly next week, Todd Heap, possibly Jonathan Ogden. Saw Jonathan Ogden in the training facility. Leg seems to be coming along pretty well.
That's why we said it would be so big for them to get to 5-3 at the halfway point, get these guys back.
I'm going to tell you what, this place is loud.
What?
What? Huh?
2nd and 8, Green.
Ray Lewis.
Boy, don't you have to be a little nervous if you're Cleveland with those slow developing handoffs?
Well, right there, I mean, I was a little bit nervous and thought this ball might come out. Look at Reagum. I mean, there's a perfect opportunity for that ball to be bouncing around. When Ray gets a hold of him, you got help coming.
How many times have we seen Ray Lewis make a play tonight with nobody blocking it?
7. That's his 7th tackle.
But I'm just saying, but nobody's, you got to put a helmet on him.
I don't think they have to tell anybody to get loud.
What'd you say?
I don't know.
Garcia, incomplete. Smart by Aaron Shea just to let it go, and Marcus Douglas nearly got Garcia in the end zone.
Oh, Douglas, you talk about, you know, just teeing off and not really worrying about anything. You know they're not going to run the football. He's going right for the quarterback. Douglas is 94. Look at this. Just to push back inside.
Enoch DeMar, number 70, couldn't even hold him from getting to Jeff Garcia.
And now B.J. Sams waits at the Cleveland 45. And a shank. This one might be out of bounds at the 8-yard line.
Did he shank it or was this blocked?
No, he just flat shanked it.
He almost missed it.
He was so conscious of what was coming up in front of him that he took his eye off the ball.
He took his eye off the ball earlier today when he shanked the punt. Here it comes.
See, he sees the rush coming. He really does.
A 7-yard kick for Frost.
Looked like one of mine.
You know, again, I did it for 11 years, and I'm telling you, when you're sitting in the end zone, the only thing that you have in your mind is I've got to get this thing off, and I've got to get it as fast as I can. But the most important thing I got to do is keep my eye on the ball, and he didn't do that. He picked his head up for the 2nd time.
You know, it's one thing getting great field position after a punt, but this is ridiculous.
Bart Scott, number 57, created the problem.
Jamal Lewis picking his way to the 5.
What do you do? Okay, Paul. Kyle Bowler's been throwing the football. You're calling plays. What do you do here?
Well, I'll tell you what. I give it to this guy right here. Watch his feet again. They just keep moving all the time.
Do you do it every play?
Oh, yeah. Because all you need is a field goal, and you can't let Kyle Bowler screw it up. I'm telling you.
I agree with you. And I don't think he'd screw it up, but I think you give it to the big guy.
Ricard the blocking back in front of Jamal Lewis. The 245-pounder to the 2 before he's pushed back. Andre Davis, the middle linebacker, led the gang tackle.
you know what? And give it to him one more time, because if anybody's going to get that ball in there, if you look at his feet, look at his legs, they don't stop. For every young back, for every young football player, you got to keep your feet going. Never is there a hesitation. This guy moves all the time. That's why he gets the yardage he gets, and that's why he has the force that he has.
He's a glider.
3rd and goal. Jamal. Touchdown.
I did that play calling.
Good call, Paul.
Thank you very much.
Good job.
Thank you very much.
In your face.
I don't think you go for 2 here.
Oh, sure you do.
No, you don't.
You get up by 7. Sure you do. You go for 2 and you give it right back to the same guy. 31.
I don't see them going down and scoring, but they are going to go for 2.
Well, yeah, but 31 isn't in the game, and that's Jamal.
How about quarterback draw?
I don't think there's much of a point trying to go up by 6.
No, it's true. You're right. 5 or 6, what's the difference?
Exactly.
See, the only problem is when you put Chester Taylor in, every time that Chester Taylor's been in the backfield, they have thrown the football.
Force Cleveland to call a timeout.
7:03 to go in the ball game. The Ravens have taken the lead.
The classic teams, the classic moments, the classic rivalries. Join us as we relive the most historically renowned matches in the history of the game. The history of cricket continues with the classic matches. Wednesday on ESPN.
Each week, ESPN has your ticket for the best in sports. Mondays, fulfill your need for speed as we bring you the best in two-wheel, open-wheel, and off-road racing. Thursdays are action sports days with the wildest moments of X Games and beyond. And remember, ESPN is always your home for the great outdoors with hunting, lumberjacking, and some of the biggest fish you've ever seen. The best in sports each week, only on ESPN. You don't have to miss American college football anymore. ESPN Game Plan gives fans the games they want all season long right on your computer. ESPN Game Plan is the only online pay-per-view package that offers maximum college football. Just log on to ESPN.com and click on the Game Plan logo, and you've got over 150 of the best games in the college football season. Games are live and archived. You can watch any game, anytime. Log on to ESPN.com, click on the Game Plan logo, or search Game Plan. Simply the finest football on the planet. ESPN continues full-day coverage of the UEFA Champions League all the way through the championship game in May. ESPN, the home of the UEFA Champions League.
18-13, the Ravens with a 5-point lead. They have just scored. They are going for 2 to try to make it 7.
That's the guy that I would try and make a play to. I would give Clarence Moore an opportunity to go for a jump ball in the end zone.
Chester Taylor is the running back, so Jamal Lewis is not an option. There's the jump ball. There's the 2 points.
Great call, Joseph.
Out jumped Anthony Henry.
I mean, that's if you get it somewhere in the vicinity of this young man, he's going to make a play for you.
Hold on, there's a flag.
It's going to be against Baltimore.
After the play was over, personal foul, 78 of the offense. That 15-yard penalty will be assessed on the kickoff. The try is good.
That is Orlando Brown, and Zeus has been guilty of this before, losing his temper and costing his team a big penalty.
Here's the play at Anthony Henry. Nice job by Kyle Voller. Henry never gets his head around, and you saw Clarence Moore go up and make a play. Good job by Kyle Bowler. Just get it in his general vicinity. It's a 2-point play. You don't worry about an interception. You give your guy a chance to make the play.
You know the worst part about that bad punt on that special teams thing? It cost the Browns 2 timeouts and a touchdown.
Yeah, but it all goes back to B.J. Sams. You know, everybody talks about how important is special teams in the game. We saw Cleveland score a touchdown on it. Now we saw B.J. Sams just on a lot of hustle, put the ball on the 1-yard line, let the defense do their job, and the Cleveland special teams now come and haunt them.
And here's Orlando Brown pleading his case with Brian Billick.
He's saying to him, you've got to keep your poise.
And I think Orlando Brown is trying his best to tell him, I did this time, Coach. I really did.
I'm trying.
You have to keep your poise, please.
Oh, yeah.
Well, this is a situation, you know, I mean, you're theoretically, with 7 minutes to go, put your defense in a hole.
Well, you're kicking off from the 15-yard line. And that means that Alston is going to get it somewhere around the 15 or 20 to start with.
But that 2-point play means that the Browns have to go for a touchdown and not worry about a field goal.
Alston all the way up to the 25. And takes it back to the 40-yard line before he's wrapped up in a bear hug by Adalys Thomas. Can Jeff Garcia make another comeback with 6:57 to go?
Each week, ESPN has your ticket for the best in sports. Mondays, fulfill your need for speed as we bring you the best in two-wheel, open-wheel, and off-road racing. Thursdays are action sports days with the wildest moments of X Games and beyond. And remember, ESPN is always your home for the great outdoors with hunting, lumberjacking, and some of the biggest fish you've ever seen. The best in sports each week, only on ESPN.
We take you to the Breeders' Cup World Thoroughbred Championships, where Ghost Zapper dominated the $4 million Classic. Jockey Javier Castellano led the charge as Ghost Zapper cruised to a 3-length victory with a record time of 1 minute 59 seconds. ESPN celebrates Javier Castellano and Ghost Zapper, our athletes of the week. No equipment needed. Only your hands and your heart. And according to the outcome, you will live 3 minutes of hell or 3 minutes of glory. Friday Night Fights on ESPN. ESPN presents the best of Friday Night Fights. In 2001, Julio Cesar Gonzalez was undefeated and in search of a world title bout. He'd get his chance later that year after facing Julian Lederloh in a 12-round bout. Friday on ESPN.
Ravens lead the Browns 20-13. 6:57 to go in the ball game. Cleveland starts from its own 41.
Now remember, 2 weeks ago against the Philadelphia Eagles, Jeff Garcia got him all the way back to a tie and took it into overtime.
Garcia throws on the run, and Northcutt overthrown by 2 strides. Ed Reed on the coverage, and Brian Billick watching the shank punt and the touchdown wired for sound.
Oh, yeah. All right, Matt. Pound this thing in. Yes! 2, 2, 2, go.
Did you hear what he said? He said, all right, Matt. And he's talking to Kavanaugh. He said, pound this thing in.
Well, just like you, Paul. I could have been talking to you. You made the same call.
Ed Reed came on the blitz and took down Lee Suggs before he could get started.
I'm going to tell you, Ed Reed's got to be exhausted at the end of a ball game. I've never seen anybody run around as much as he does. And look at this. He's going to make a play now. Nobody blocked him.
Now, remember in the Redskin game we did on Sunday night, last time we had Baltimore? He hits Mark Brunell coming around on the same kind of pressures and the same kind of plays. It's like this time of the game becomes Ed Reed time in a football game. Let Ray Lewis run around, keep the thing, but then let me go make a play.
Huge play here, 3rd and 10. Pressure coming on Garcia. Got away from Thomas and made the throw to Jackson. What a play by Garcia. Are you kidding?
I'm going to tell you, you want to talk about a great play. I mean, not just great. This is a great play. Garcia, it's all Jeff Garcia. Watch it and get his body turned to make the throw.
Boy, Adalys Thomas right in his face, and somehow he got it out of there. This guy has never gotten enough credit, even when he went to the Pro Bowl 3 years in a row. Suggs lowers his shoulder straight ahead to the 42.
You got an injured Brown on the play.
They can't afford to be losing offensive linemen.
No, they can't. And this is Ross Verba, their left tackle. Fortunately, he's able to get up. They lost Kelvin Garman earlier.
You know what happens when you see this, though, as a defensive coach? It looks like he's trying to push his knee around. If you're Adalys Thomas over there on the right side or Marquez Douglas, you're just going to try and bull rush him and knock him over. I mean, if a guy gets hurt, especially if it's an offensive lineman, just go after him.
Well, he's hurt, too. Look at Verba coming up the line of scrimmage. He's limping.
The run again. Suggs inside the 40 to the 39. Obviously, you get the feeling they think they're in 4-down territory here. Otherwise, why would they run the first 2 times on this series?
I think Terry Robisky feels like he has to. You look at the pressure that Jeff Garcia was under on that one pass play. You've got to try and slow him down a little bit. Now, with 3rd and 3, it's manageable. Jeff could pick it up running. He could go to the tight end. It gets it out of his hands quickly.
The big problem is, Joe, they only have 1 timeout, so they may be.
But you can ground it. If you're going 4 downs, you can ground it.
And they just had to use it.
They took their last timeout.
And this may mean they are in 4-down territory.
Who will prevail in the African Champions League semi-finals, and will it be an all-Tunisian final? Join Tommy Smith, Janusz Mihalik and me for the next edition of ESPN SoccerNet Press Pass on Friday right here on ESPN.
ESPN presents the best of Friday night fights. In 2001, Julio Cesar Gonzalez was undefeated and in search of a world title bout. He'd get his chance later that year after facing Julian Lederloh in a 12-round bout. Friday on ESPN.
4:18 to go in a 7-point ball game.
I think if you're Cleveland on this play, the one play that has been successful all night, and Terry Robisky is one of those guys that if it's working, he's going to keep on doing it. It's fake the sweep or the tackle away and let Jeff Garcia get on the edge, let him either run for the first down or dump it off to Steve Hyden, one of his tight ends, or Aaron Shea, the other one. And I think you get a chance to pick up the first down. You're inside the 35-yard line, or you're around the 35. And like you said, Paulie, everything now is 4-down territory, especially with no timeouts.
I don't know why they even took that time.